Hi everybody, Angie.cameron here, workplace mediator, trainer, psychotherapist. I recorded a live for dealing with difficult people yesterday for LinkedIn, and I don't know what happened, but my video ended up posting on it upside down, so I don't know if anybody seen that or not. I couldn't believe it, and I tried everything to get it on the right way, but it just totally wasn't happening. So if we've not met before, if you've not seen one of my videos or lives, or we've not connected on LinkedIn or Facebook or that, hiya, good to connect anyway. I'm just going to spend 4 or 5 minutes, no more, on 3 main tips about dealing with difficult people. The first tip I'm going to look at is about our own perceptions, about our own experience, where we're coming from when we're dealing with difficult people. So we have the difficult person, let's say, and externally. And what I'm inviting you to do is just to look internally about our own attitude towards that person. So we can build up that attitude over time, but sometimes that attitude comes from past experiences if we've dealt with other difficult people. And let's face it, most of us have, given we're human beings. So what I'm inviting you to do is, before you approach somebody, or when you're approaching them or ready to go and have a conversation or chat with them, think about your attitude. Where am I coming from? Because that'll make a big difference in our perception and actually the outcome of a conversation. We'll already have our resistances and defences starting to build up already before we've even got into that contact with the other person. We've already made these assumptions. We've already built those guards within us. So that's something for you to think about. The second thing is something not too dissimilar to that. I'm going to talk about empathy and the ego. Now, if we've built up an attitude with assumptions, we've got our resistances and defences there, they're a natural part of our animal instinct. They're also a natural part of our ego. When we have, part of the ego is partly being resistant and defensive, and sometimes, of course, we need that to survive, but we've gathered it maybe through the years, maybe even through the experiences of that person. When you've got the ego there, and let's say you've got so many resistances and defences, whether it's about this difficult person, whether it's about approaching them, whether it's about conflict itself or having difficult conversations, if you've already got all that there, one thing stacked on top of the other, one defence stacked on top of the other, you're going to have a very hefty, kind of almost encased ego. The more encased and protected it is, the less empathic we can be with somebody else, because we've got an ego here that's built up, it's got certain layers, but also if we've got so many views or opinions about a particular person, all these views and opinions will get in the way of us being empathic. When we're working with somebody who's a bit tricky, what we need to do is just gently shift the ego over a bit and see if we can lift up that empathy within us. I do know that sometimes feels a bit more slightly vulnerable because we're taking what might feel our guards down. It might feel that we're not as protected, but we don't have to feel vulnerable. Just in imagining what it's like to be that other person, what it's like to come and approach you, what it's like to be in their shoes. And because if it's tricky for you dealing with a difficult person, I can almost guarantee you it's going to be tricky for them in a conversation with you. So it's not just tricky for us, it's tricky for the other person. So always think about that, of bringing up the empathy. So what is it like to be in the other person's shoes? Last but not least is boundaries. It's really, really important to have boundaries for ourselves and actually for other people. Empathy creates boundaries. Look the meaning of empathy, sympathy and pity up in just a dictionary, and it's great, the difference of it. So empathy keeps us safe, but boundaries are really important because we have certain boundaries for certain people. Some of my friends have different boundaries from each other. Sometimes I can go and speak to this person about this thing and this person about another thing. And that's part of relationships, it's part of life, it's part of being a human being. If you're finding somebody really tricky, it's important to have slightly tighter boundaries. Now, that doesn't mean they have to be aggressive or defensive or you've got a wall up. It might just mean sometimes that you can have shorter conversations with them. Sometimes, you might have to have somebody about. Sometimes it might be that the boundary is that maybe communicating through email is better, or maybe face-to-face. Sometimes shorter meetings with them. Sometimes not making a decision on the spot, so you're not reacting so quickly, but maybe saying to the person, look, can I get back to you in half an hour, a couple of hours, a couple of days, whatever that is. Something for you to think about. So the 3 things for today: the resistances and defences, our attitude, the empathy, and that comes with the ego, and also our boundaries, which is different for everybody. Please tell me, because a lot of people watch my videos but don't tell me they've watched it, just because sometimes the nature of it, or they just forget or whatever. If you've watched it, please tell me. That would be super. If you want to share it, that would be amazing. Or comment or ask questions, that would be great. Thanks so much for your time, and I hope in any way go out and experiment with these things, because it is all about experiential learning. Thanks so much. Okay, see you later. Bye-bye.